So hi everybody and welcome back to this Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 2 of our tiny game and let's get started. So we are jumping here to the first slide. It says here setup, and here I just indicate what you have to do. First of all, you have to install Unreal Engine launcher. There is an option you can install Unreal Engine launcher. This is the easiest version, very good for beginners, but also you can install Unreal Engine source code, which means you need create a GitHub account, then you have connect your GitHub account with Epic Games and you get an invitation, and then you can download it from GitHub, the source code, and use C++, for example, direct examination, so code review, because it is open source. This is very powerful and more for advanced people. We are beginners, so if you want to have it simple, just install Unreal Engine launcher version. Also try to install the newest Unreal Engine version. So for right now we have Unreal Engine 5.6 out, and we have also the preview version Unreal Engine 5.7. So you could already install here Unreal Engine 5.7 because this will come out probably soon, but Unreal Engine 5.6 is also good. And here one more hint. If we have, for example, Unreal Engine 5.6 now and later 5.7 comes out, we will just upgrade it from 5.6 to 5.7. This is most time possible without breaking too much. Perhaps they are breaking little parts which are easy fixable, but you should avoid skipping many versions and then upgrade to a major version. For example, let's say you have Unreal Engine 4.9 or 5.0 and now you're jumping to 5.6 or 5.7. This will probably break more things. And the next point is install C++. For that you need an IDE. This is an editor to program. And you have options, you research this, and you research also how to install this. Here a very big info. We are not using C++ in our project because we are absolute beginners and blueprints are very easy. And we can do the whole project just with blueprints as well. So we don't need C++. So the question is now why we should still install C++. One reason is if you already know C++, then of course install C++ and you can use C++ to program instead using blueprints. The second more important reasons for beginners who don't know programming at all, so they don't know C++, they still need install C++ for plugins. The engine requires, not for all plugins, but perhaps the engine requires for some plugins C++ installation. And this is the real reason why we have to install C++, even perhaps we never use C++ at all. We can program everything in blueprints. And here one last note, you can of course use C++ and blueprints in parallel. That's very nice, and perhaps many will use that, especially who knows already C++. You will not do everything in C++. A very classic example is widgets, because this is just arranging the style around, and this kind of doing with C++ is a little bit hard. And we jump again to the next slide, and here it says GitHub. What is GitHub? This is a version control. Again, research this a little bit, and we will use here GitHub Desktop. This is one of the easiest versions. There are a little bit more complicated version with terminal, but we skip this, but of course you can use this as well. Research that. And the nice thing about this version control is we don't need make it online. This is optional. We can make also it local, so we can use just our hard drive. Again, research this, make this, but of course, don't forget you can also use other version controls if you already know other version controls which you prefer. And in the next slide, it says here create 2 empty projects. One project will be release and one project will be our game development project. But what does this mean? After you have installed Unreal Engine and C++, then you start the launcher and you should see something like this here. And here you select the game section, and here in the middle you see templates. And the easiest way to create this 2 project is you just select one of these templates, and then you are just creating one for the release, one for the development. And we will use empty template, but of course just for testing purpose, just select all the other templates. Don't forget, here is this variants. They have different modis. This is the new thing in 5.6. So you can have different things for a startup, but in our case, we will use the blank ones. And the question is now why we are creating here 2 projects. The simple answer is we need one for release, which means we just test the end product. And in the end product, we don't want to have additional assets, which will make the disk space too big. So we only will put there in the most important assets to run the game, and every unnecessary asset we will strip out. Then we have the second project. This is the real game development project. In this case, we do the same thing like in release, but in this game development project, we will have additional packs, assets, 3D models, music, everything, multiple from different sources, and half of them or 90% of them we will not use. We just import, for example, packs. We just take out 2 free assets, and every other thing we will not use. And that's why we make the second project, so that we can do everything here, and then we migrate only the most important parts here. And here one more note to this templates. For example, we will create these 2 projects with this empty project here blank. But the problem is, even if this is an empty project, it has already built-in plugins, which we are perhaps not need. And then our job will be to create another custom template for us, where we delete every not needed plugin and save this plugin perhaps as our own plugin, so that we can reuse this cleaned up project. For example, you make different kind of projects, one for mobile, one for PC, and the mobile can't use, for example, Lumen and Nanite. PC can of course use Lumen and Nanite. Then you will in one project just keep Lumen and Nanite plugins. In the other project for mobile, you will just delete Lumen and Nanite plugins. And there are much more. This kind of stuff is again to research and to do on your own, this custom plugins. For ease of use, we are just using here this blank template without special deletion of plugins right now. And we jump to the end slide, and here I want to only mention just use also AI, because it's very powerful nowadays and it gets more and more powerful. And in Unreal Engine 5.7 they even include AI in Unreal Engine, and we have to test this out as well. So with that said, if you have any questions like all time, write in the comment sections and research the most parts here. In the next video we will start to do some more practical things, not just slides. Bye, good luck, have fun.